Then I made a very brief appearance in a film I haven't seen yet, and I don't think it's come out, called The Wicker Tree, directed by Robin Hardy, produced by Peter Snell, the people responsible, of course, for the legendary Wicker Man. Now, before anybody starts making any kind of connections, this is not a remake of The Wicker Man in any way. And I only appear for a very brief moment looking at a painter painting. They said they needed me in the film because my name would be of some help. And I've just finished what I think is going to be a truly wonderful film. It's either called The Invention of Hugo Cabret, C-A-B-R-E-T, or simply Hugo Cabret. And I've always said that I didn't feel that my career was really complete until I had made a film with Martin Scorsese. I've known Marty since 1976, so that's 34 years, long time. And along came the opportunity. The story, I'm not going to go into it, of course, but it takes place in a railway station in Paris in 1931, which of course I remember very well. I was 9 years old. I used to go summer holidays to those stations, then take another train down to the south of France. The film isn't finished yet. Shot in 3D, which is an extremely complicated process. Very, very difficult technically. Marty had all his major crew around him, including, of course, Bob Richardson as cameraman, DOP. I haven't seen anything of it. All I do know is that the actual camera is gigantic. It's 2-in-1, so to speak. And there's no film. It's shot digitally, and it comes out on computer. Now, this is obviously a very difficult film to make for everybody. Marty, being Marty, is doing a superb job, and I think this film is going to be an enormous success. Basically, the starring part is played by a young English actor. Some of you will have seen him in The Boy in the Striped Pajamas as the son of the camp commandant in a concentration camp. His name is Asa Butterfield, and this young man is really quite extraordinary. All my work is with him and a young girl called Crystal Goetz, who made her name in a film called Kick-Ass. The cast is extraordinary. I can't go through all of them because I won't be able to remember all of them. But it has Ben Kingsley, Sacha Baron Cohen, Jude Law, Richard Griffiths, and so many others, Ray Winston, and so many others that I really can't remember all of them. I didn't work with any of them. Everything I did was with this boy and this girl, mainly the boy. I find him phenomenal. Working with him, I got the feeling that I was working with somebody who'd been an actor in movies for something like 40 years. He knew exactly what to do. He knew exactly what he was doing. And the result will be extraordinary. It won't be out, of course, presumably until sometime next year, maybe even the end of next year, I don't know. But that really concludes what I've been doing in film. I play an antique bookseller in this station in Paris. I've also been involved, of course, in metal 3 times. I worked with a band called Rhapsody. The title of the Rhapsody metal disc is called The Frozen Tears of Angels. I also worked as a narrator with Manowar, and the disc is called Battle Hymns. I believe it is a repetition of something that they did many years ago, but of course that's going to be a huge hit. And for me personally, most important of all, I played, you could say, the lead in a symphonic metal album called Charlemagne, the first Holy Roman Emperor, who was an ancestor of mine and whose arms we bear. This was an amazing experience. We had great music by Marcos Abreu. We had fine photography. We had terrific vocal performances. And I know it is a great achievement by everybody and very important for me, certainly unexpected. The reviews that this has had in the metal magazines have been quite remarkable, 100% remarkable. And I finally received an award called Golden God from the hands of Tony Iommi, who is a mythical name in the metal world. So I'm very proud of that. We are currently recording a second part of the Charlemagne story, which is called The Omens of Death. Somewhat sinister title, but then in those days, we were talking about the end of the 1st century. People did some pretty sinister, tragic, and indeed monstrous things. I think if the second one is as good as the first, we will have created history. The second album is without an orchestra. It is simply heavy metal with a heavy metal band. And I think that's going to raise a few eyebrows and be a big success.